How's it going, people? Right, just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who has dropped me a message on my last video, well, about my last video, emails, inboxes, you know, suggestions on where I should go forward, and even supportive messages about just do what I'm on about doing. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do yet, but you know, we're getting there. I'm putting the foot in motion. Luckily work has kind of picked up a little bit now, so my arse isn't falling out as much. But yeah, right, we'll get into this video and I'll leave you to it. If you're at the camper van show, I'll see you there. And if, well, this video should go up now at the camper van show, so it'll be the Friday. So yeah, if you're there, come and say hello to me. I'll be around somewhere. If I'm too drunk, just ignore me. Don't take pictures. I'm joking. Let's make it reality real. But yeah, well, let's get into the video. I'll see you later. Ta-da. Just you know, I got hair in my mouth. I'm like, why have I got hair in my mouth? Ow. Oh. So my wife going to sleep with a fucking wet beard, wouldn't it? Right, anyway. Shades on. Let's go. So I'm on my way to my old man's. He's had a water leak on his van for a little while. Let's go sort it out. My old man's always been into his Japanese import trucks, and I'm not going to lie, I do like these Mitsubishi delicas, especially the properly imported ones. Yeah, as you can see, there's not much space in this engine bay, just to be a pain in the arse. I've just got to take all this shite out to get to it. But the water pump is behind here. One of the first things you do with these is take the intercooler off. It's literally directly in the way. Once you've got that out of the way, you've got direct access to the engine bay. And always watch out for cables. With the intercooler out of the way, it's trying to tidy it all up so you can look underneath, take the under tray off. You're going to need to take the under tray off so you can get access to all the bottom pulleys with the auxiliary belts. And we're working down the front end of this. I'm going to take the radiator out, so I'm going to drain the coolant for the radiator. I'm going to take the thermostat off and the water pump anyway, so the coolant's got to come out. The radiator is brand new and I don't want to damage it, so it's easier to take it out, get it out of the way. As I said before, I have done jobs on this before, and I know it's a pain in the arse to work on because there's not exactly that much amount of room to work with. Just to be a pain in the arse. So I've disconnected all the oil lines and water lines off this radiator. And hopefully I can do these, pull them rightly. I've got the shroud off, intercooler off, all the pipes off the bottom, emptied the water out the radiator. Now hopefully we'll just take these out, it should just slide out, and then we're in full motion and getting up the front of this and getting it off. I'll show you in a second what I'm on about where it's leaking, because you can see it now that it's all off. I'll show you now, we're on here, where top tip, right? I know when they say people have got water leaks, and I always say put some K seal in it. right? And that's just, I mean, it might clear up the little hole, but it's brilliant stuff. If you put it in, wherever it's leaking from, you usually get like a mist of some sort of colour. So it might be white, it might be a green, depending on what's in the treatment you're putting in it. But I could notice from here, when it got hot, it was coming out the back of the fan down here, I mean back of the water pump down here. It was trickling down the side, so if you look down there, you can see where it's been trickling down the front. So, I've got to take all of this off to get to it all, just to be a pain in the arse. But now it's all out of the way, it should be a lot smoother sailing. But, you know, I want to eat my words, don't I? But yeah, let's get going. What I'm doing here is just slackening off the alternator slash the tensioner for the auxiliary bolts, just so I can bring that in further enough so I can pop those bolts off. I don't know when you work on something and you just think, why are you a pain in the ass? Like I need to crack off the main bolt that holds the alternator on, right? But they put the bolt through that way with the nut on the end that side. But this side's a lock off one, right? And the only way you can get to that is from the back of here. And there's no way to get a spanner in, no way to get a socket in. Oh, fun, great. That was one of them ones where you can only get like that much of a turn on it, at only one certain angle as well underneath. So now that should rock. Move in, there we go. So now I've got the slack off, I can get these bolts off now. Before I do that, I just want to make sure I can get that undone. I've got to do this side first, just to be a pain in the arse. So I've got to, as you can see, there's that tensioner, and there's a main bolt in the middle, and then the tensioner bolt at the top. So you crack that one off, slacken that one off, and that'll release this bolt. So yeah, you can see that's been leaking underneath. It's all around here. I'm going to change the thermostat while we're here as well, which is in here, and then we're changing the water pump. So I have to take all that off just to get to the water pump. fun, but yeah, let's get this bad boy off and get that replaced. Well, that's out of there, and you can visually see some of me using instant gasket on there as well, which is not the end of the world, you know, it's a safety measure. But all you've got on the bottom of this part of this, or the lower part of the water pump, is this little bit here, that bit of surface, and I'm pretty sure it just started to seep out of there once it got hot. So we've got a new water pump, new gasket. I've got some new instant gasket as well. We use a little dabble of that just to keep that sealed in place, because what you run the risk of when you try and put the seal in and then put it back on again, the seal will jump out, like it'll do that and you won't notice, and then when you tighten it down it will pinch it and it'll go like that. So it's always, I understand why someone's put instant gasket on there, but I don't think it didn't do the job, put it that way. So I'll clean that surface up with a blade, get that all as clean as I can, and then we'll fit the new one. And that's the new pump in. Nice. Now let's take this bad boy off and see what the thermostat looks like. Well, that's new pump in, new thermostat in, and now it's time to put it all back together again. So the whole thing in reverse. And hopefully we should be good, because if that's leaking again, I'll quit. Right. Right, that is back together. I've got prints on it too. That is all back together. I haven't done the under tray yet because I want to put the water back in it and run it up, make sure it doesn't leak, because obviously that was the problem to begin with. So let's put some water in it and see how we get on. Start the old go and see what happens. Obviously there is a bit of water on the floor, but as long as it's not coming out of the water pump, we're laughing. Well, I'll let that warm up, and hopefully we should be all good. Right, it's time to get packed up. I'll let this tick over, make sure it doesn't overheat or leaks, but get the temperature up and see how we get on. Well, that's up to temperature and it's not leaking, so I'm going to call that a win. Oh, right, get packed up. So get some water and yeah, and I'll see you lot in a little while. Ta-da. So my old man's been driving that round now for the past couple of weeks and hasn't dropped a bit of water, so I'm going to call that a win. But yeah, I'm going to leave that video there. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you lot in the next one. Ta-da.